Hello, and welcome to another Capright podcast. And today I've got with me Felipe Cabada. He is the principal in charge of Capright's Managed Services division based out of Costa Rica. Hi, Felipe.
Hey, Steve. Great to be here.
Some of our listeners may not be familiar with the term managed services, or perhaps it's new or even misunderstood. Can you tell us more about managed services and how your team operates?
Yeah, well, managed services in essence is just, outsourcing certain functions and responsibilities to a third party. This has been very good for our clients because they're able to focus in their core business while ensuring that daily tasks are always completed efficiently and on time. So over the past 5 years, we've built a team that has been capable of providing, on-demand support for a wide range of activities, anywhere from doing financial modeling, database management, data entry, and many other things. In most cases, we tailor the solutions based on what the client needs, and it's worked out very well for us.
So you would say you shoulder sort of smaller tasks that the client doesn't have to do, and therefore can free up his or her resources for their own core business.
Yes, that's right. And many of the services are on demand. So, at any time that they need something, they can reach out to us and we have an operating agreement and then we just execute and that's it. It's very efficient.
I see. The one thing I do know is that you deal in vast quantities of data. Can you tell us about the volumes you handle and how you've created systems to analyze and curate the data?
Yeah, so we actually started out with a research team, and they gather and curate, CRE transactions on a daily basis. And we've developed our own internal process to make sure that we have the best and most recent information available. The thousands of transactions that we process are stored in Mango. It's a platform that we use within the company, so it gives real-time access to all the information that the research team is processing to all the appraisers and people working on the advisory business. So this ensures that the data we're all using is consistent and reliable.
Yeah, and presumably that same data and your data services contribute to Capright's appraisal and advisory work.
Yes, I would say that the data is one of the big things that we do in terms of research, but we also do process improvement, automation, and internal on-demand support. So some of the things that we do internally mimic what we do with external clients. And we've built a team that is capable of tackling all sorts of projects. So, we've done things from building like complex models for portfolio valuations to converting and standardizing data so it's easier to digest and analyze. Of course, the research component is key, given how powerful good market data is, and especially in the current market environment, it makes a big difference.
Just to change the subject to conclude, tell us about Costa Rica and what the advantages are of operating an offshore or a nearshore operation.
Steve, the first thing that comes to mind with people when they think of nearshoring, obviously it's proximity, time zone, and cost savings. But in the case of Costa Rica, there are many other things that are very important. From a geographical standpoint, obviously we're very close to the United States. So this means that there's little to no time difference. So communication and collaboration between teams in the US and in Costa Rica, it's very fluid and there's quicker response times, but there's also other important aspects like, cultural compatibility. Costa Ricans are very familiar with American culture and business practices, so it reduces the barriers that you can encounter when offshoring to a distant country because we have a well-established outsourcing industry that has been operating in the country for decades. So it allows for seamless integration with US-based clients. The skilled workforce that we have, especially, in IT, customer service, and finance, because of the strong focus the country has on education, gives us a great talent pool to work from. And the government is constantly investing in education. So there's highly trained professionals, and it's as if you were working with people that were sitting right in the US. And the last thing is we have very stable political environment, and we have strong intellectual property protection. So it provides companies with a level of security of their proprietary information and technology that it's very difficult to find in other countries.
That's very interesting. Well, thanks for coming along and telling us about managed services. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure our listeners will too.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your time.